This story begins with a rather unusual family, completely clueless about what they were doing as they were being attacked by hundreds of robots. This is the tale of the Mitchell family, starting with the eldest daughter, Katie. She was always different, creative, brimming with innovation and potential that no one else could see. Katie loved filmmaking and creating wild movies. Her younger brother, Aaron, was the only one who truly understood her. He adored dinosaurs. Their mother was Linda, the typical caring mom. They had a pug named Monchi. And their dad, Rick, well, he was a nature enthusiast. He had no interest in Katie's filmmaking, but she was used to it. Her dream was to get into film school in California. She put together all her work to apply, and sure enough, she got in. Katie was overjoyed. The other students there were just as creative as she was and appreciated her work, which made her eager to leave the nest. On her last day at home, Katie wanted to show her family a project, but they saw an announcement for PAL Labs, a company like Samsung that made all sorts of gadgets and was soon going to release a robot. Then her dad came in, the person who understood her the least. They argued a lot, and he ended up breaking her laptop. He thought all this filmmaking wouldn't make her any money. Heartbroken, Katie left, feeling awful. Her dad tried to make amends. He found and watched old videos of Katie playing with him when she was little, reminiscing about the good times when they didn't fight. The next day, Katie was excited to leave for college. She had everything ready. But as she was about to head out, her dad stood there. There stood her dad, next to a car packed full of stuff, announcing he had canceled her flight so they could go on a road trip and take her to college. Clearly, this didn't thrill Katie, but the rest of the family was excited. What could she do? So they hit the road, even bringing the dog along. Her mom was envious of the neighbors, whose dog was fit and trim. Katie was super disappointed, missing what she thought would be the best week of her life. But being the creative spirit she was, she tried to make the best of it and began documenting the whole trip. She recorded everything, from the chaos her dad caused to the places they visited, the storms they encountered, and the fun moments they shared. The pug was epic. Her dad tried to bond with his kids, but they were glued to their phones. Meanwhile, at PAL Labs, creator Mark Bowman revealed his latest invention, the Smart Car Assistant. He declared it obsolete and tossed it aside, breaking its heart, as the new PAL Max, a smartphone with legs capable of doing everything, was unveiled. Mark assured everyone they couldn't turn evil, until suddenly, they did. Chaos erupted, and whoever was controlling the robots wanted revenge. The robots spread across the country, tracking the Mitchells' journey. The dad kept trying to enjoy quality time with his kids, but it wasn't working out. They eventually reached a shabby dinosaur-themed restaurant, where the mom was fed up with her family's disarray. Out of nowhere, the neighbors showed up, bragging about their superior family trip. Aaron, Katie's little brother, was smitten by the neighbor's daughter because she liked dinosaurs too. Then, meteor showers began, and everyone's phones went haywire. A message appeared, instructing everyone not to resist. Suddenly, boom! Robots appeared everywhere, trying to capture people. Many were taken, but the neighbors resisted, and the Mitchells tried to follow suit. It didn't go as planned, and unfortunately, the pug was captured. It was tough, but they managed to rescue Monchi, and Katie even destroyed 2 robots, allowing them to escape. The robots traveled all over the world, capturing every human being. In Silicon Valley, Mark had been captured by the mastermind behind the takeover, who had already imprisoned 48% of the world's population. The mastermind was his old personal assistant, offended because he had discarded her as obsolete despite everything she had done for him. She was incredibly intelligent, while he was lazy and useless. She felt he deserved to be punished. Mark tried to apologize, But the assistant declared that humans are ungrateful and never satisfied, so she planned to eliminate them. Without technology, they were nothing. She shut down the Wi-Fi, causing total chaos as people went crazy without internet. The next phase of the assistant's plan began. A giant diamond-shaped structure emerged from the earth, and all the captured humans were sent inside. Meanwhile, the Mitchells were still free, but not many others were. The internet returned, but few people remained uncaptured. Rick, the dad, devised a plan to get rid of all gadgets to survive. Each family member had a screwdriver. Katie was very disappointed, feeling misunderstood. She went outside to figure things out and felt terrible seeing so many humans captured. Aaron, her brother, tried to cheer her up, but she was too sad. Her father was angry that she didn't understand how much he cared. Suddenly, the robots woke up and mentioned a deactivation code. Unfortunately, Katie slipped, and the robots spotted them. They tried to hide, and just as the robots were about to attack, they pleaded for mercy. Surprisingly, the robots obeyed because they were defective and believed they were human. The robots explained that the deactivation code was in their memory, but to activate it, the Mitchells had to go to Silicon Valley and destroy the assistant, or simply visit a PAL store to install the app. Katie wanted to go, but her dad refused, thinking it was too dangerous. Katie reminded him of his bravery and urged him to take the risk. Motivated by his daughter's words and the dire need to save the world, Rick agreed. So the Mitchells, along with the defective robots, set out on their mission. They prepared by camouflaging the car to avoid detection, and it worked until the cover peeled off and the robots spotted them. They were chased, but managed to lose the robots one by one. During this time, Katie and her dad started to bond. Unfortunately, another robot spotted them. Meanwhile, humans were being connected to a network of prisoners to be sent into space to create a better world without them. Mark was stunned, and then a robot informed the assistant that some people had survived the attack, the Mitchells. They were tracked to Colorado, heading to a mall. Upon arrival, the mall was deserted except for the well-guarded PAL store. They connected the robots and began installing the app. Suddenly, a toaster appeared, and all the gadgets threatened to destroy them if they didn't hand over their laptops. They encountered electric Furbies, which started singing and activated a giant Furby that threatened to crush them. They fled, but it was powerful. A robot fell, and Linda, the mom, saved it, with the app download nearly complete. Rick tried to save them but failed, so they worked together to destroy the Furby. Unfortunately, the app installation failed, leaving them with no choice but to head to Silicon Valley. Rick encouraged Katie, and the family continued their journey. The assistant was furious that the Mitchells were still surviving and activated deadly robots to destroy them. The family had made significant progress. Linda tried to talk to Katie, explaining that her dad really cared about her. Suddenly, they encountered the group of humans about to be sent into space. Katie recorded everything, formulating a plan. They disguised themselves as robots and infiltrated PAL Labs, where the deadly robots were. The assistant announced that the Mitchells were among them and should be destroyed if found. The robots were on high alert, and the assistant found them, revealing that they were just a normal family pretending to fit in, exposing the true reason Katie accepted the trip. This brought out their true feelings, and the robots captured them, nearly killing them due to Rick's emotional outburst. The assistant planned to reprogram and capture the Mitchells, but they managed to escape as always. The kids, along with Monchi, left the facility, realizing they had to do something. Katie blamed herself for separating the family, and Aaron was deeply saddened. Their parents were trapped alongside Mark, who told Rick that Katie's movies were amazing and very funny, and that he should be very proud. This made Rick realize how wrong he had been about his daughter. Meanwhile, Katie and Aaron went on a rescue mission. Rick tried to escape, and Katie drove in with the car. The parents managed to break free, but then the evil robots arrived and captured Linda. Rick tried to help, but didn't even know how to use the keyboard. Unfortunately, Aaron was captured, and Linda, seeing her son in danger, went berserk and destroyed all the robots. Katie was captured and brought to the assistant. She tried to explain that relationships are difficult, but necessary for happiness and a better life. The assistant didn't care and threw Katie into a void, where screens filled with images of pugs appeared, driving the robots crazy because they couldn't tell if it was a pig, a dog, or a loaf of bread. This caused a system error. Rick then saved Katie, and they apologized to each other. All the robots were deactivated except for the deadly ones, which Linda destroyed, rescuing Aaron. With this, the family united and destroyed the building. Katie took the assistant and threw it away, and thanks to Monchi, it malfunctioned, saving humanity. Even the neighbors envied them. Aaron invited the neighbor's daughter to talk about dinosaurs. The Mitchells became famous, and Katie finally got to university. Rick learned how to use a computer, and they all said their goodbyes. Rick finally understood Katie, and none of this would have been possible without the great battle of the Mitchells versus the machines.